Hey, welcome back to Summoner's War. Today in Guild Wars, we go up against Big Boom Squad, and today we only have one mission. Find any Theomars and kill them. So in the first team we have Theomars, Chloe, and Chasoon, and in my mind, I find this team extremely easy, simply because I have a Tiana and a Lumi. So my strategy is to bring a Lumi, Tiana, and Taru to reset and nuke. And bottom team, I'm just going to keep it the way it is. Theomars, Escher, and Bulla. Not really too concerned about them bottom team. I'm just worried about, or I'm just concerned about any Theomars teams. That's my only mission. So I'm assuming their Chloe is going to be fast and buffs, and I'm just going to get rid of it right away. Now their Chloe is not fast, but I decided to buff anyway, or get rid of any type of debuffs anyway, so I could increase my attack gauge. And hopefully my Taro will go ahead before their Chloe. So I'm going to reset Theomars and try to go for a nuke. Now this is scary because Chloe did buff in between. So I'm worried that okay, so the Theomars did not nuke my Taro. And now I can easily just nuke down their Theomars. At this point the fight's already over. They only have 2 supports left, and I could just pretty much take one of them down one by one. Now, my personal advice for people who are having trouble with Theomars teams is if you find him with 2 healer supports, just bring some heavy damage dealers to just get Theomars out of the way. And once you get that done, you're in the clear. So I would personally go up, bring like a Bulla or a Megan if you don't have a Tiana, to try to remove Chloe buffs and go for a nuke. Now there's next team, Galleon is kind of slow, so I'm assuming that he's probably ruined attack, crit damage, attack. Probably has a lower health pool. So I'm going to try to see how much health he has. Looks like he's pretty weak, so I think I'm safe for a nuke. Next up, I think their lag would be their next threat, so I decided to choose him as my next victim. Now a slow lag and a slow Galleon, to me personally, is not very effective. You can have all the attack and crit damage in the world, but if they're slow, they're not really proving any points. So that's one Theomars down. Now their first team has the Theomars, but because they have a Theomars leader, which I'll tell you later, I'm gonna look for another Theomars team. I'm a little worried about that. So there's another Theomars, Chasoon, Chloe, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's any other type of Theomars setups other than the one we just fought. Very diverse defenses here. So I can't really find any more Theomars, so we're just gonna go back and see if we could use the same team against the same type of Theomars teams. Maybe this Chloe is actually gonna go ahead first to act. The bottom team, I'm just gonna bring Tyrone as my damage dealer. Okay, so their Chloe is fast. I'm just gonna quickly get rid of the buffs. And I'm gonna reset Theomars and just go for a nuke. Now, I was watching, or I was basically spying on some of the top players' Theomars, and they usually range between 16 to maybe 20,000 health, which puts me at the threshold where I can easily nuke Theomars without attack buff. Now, that being said, if they do have a leader like Veramos who gives 33% health increase, that is when I'm starting to get a little worried, and I'm kind of worried about the next fight, because if he breaks the threshold of 22,000 damage, then I'm going to be in trouble. And because of that, I'm actually building a copper right now. I'm expecting that my copper should be able to one-shot Theomars without an armor buff, so I'm going to test that out. So in any type of Veramos, Chasun, and Theomars team, instead of bringing my Taru, it would definitely be safer to bring a copper, hoping that, you know, a copper can still manage to one-shot a Theomars without armor buff. It's just safer simply because of the fact that Taro can easily get two-shot by a Veramos. So next round, we're going to start on Veramos first. That way we can land armor break on Bulla and Arnold without any holdbacks. Luckily my Tyrone didn't get stunned. But the problem with my Tyrone is ruined attacker damage attack. And just like I was saying about Galleon and Lagmaron, I think a Tyrone isn't an effective Tyrone without speed in slot 2. So, or at least a decent amount of speed. So I'm going to try to adjust it, or at least change it. I just feel like my Tyrone really can't keep up being as slow as he is. So there, Veramos is dead, and I'm going to work on Bulla next. Alright, their Bulla should be dead. And violent procs aside, you could kind of clearly tell that my Tyrone is going 1 out of twice between my Veramos and Bulla, and that's just simply unacceptable. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to our initial team that we were gonna fight, which is Veramos, Chasun, and Theomars. Now I'm definitely gonna get rid of Tiana. I don't think she's really gonna serve much of a purpose, and bring Chloe instead. I'm bringing Chloe specifically because I'm assuming that their Veramos and Theomars are fast, so I'm hoping that my Chloe buff can protect my Taro from incoming damage. But I'm still really worried about that fight. And the bottom team, I'm just gonna bring Veramos, Eshir, and Bulla. Yeah, I think this should be... Yeah, this should be good. So I'm going to start off with a buff. And again, because their Veramos is lead, I'm not very confident that I'm going to be able to one-shot their Theomars. So I'm going to stun him and try to whittle him down a little bit more. Now, that really hurt from their Veramos. And at this point, my Taru is dead, so I'm going to throw a Hail Mary and see if we can nuke down Theomars. Luckily I did, but the fight's not over because they still have a Veramos, and a single violent proc can easily kill my Taru. So like I said before, this team has high variance, and it's not the safest in the world against Veramos, Chasun, Theomars. So I think I'm going to try to rush my copper and try to test my copper in the same type of team setup. So I'm going to whittle down Veramos. My nuke is up, so I'm going to go ahead and reset Chasun. And I think this should be my kill opportunity. Alright, and there goes Veramos. I'm really lucky that their Theomars did not have over 22,000 health. I was really worried that he might, especially with Veramos leader. You're going to see a lot of Chasuns paired up with Theomars. They work extremely well together, especially with Endure and Fallen Blossoms. They work hand to hand. So if you do have a Theomars and a Chasun, definitely put them together in Guild Wars and you'll probably get some successes. Next team, their Viger is going to go ahead before their Shimite, and he's going to do an armor break, and I'm a little worried that the Shimite might go ahead and nuke somebody down. So my Bulla might be dead here, but since their Shimite didn't decide to use any of his second or third skill, I'm fine. Now I'm just going to heal up with Bulla and continue working on Viger. Since I'm getting multiple violent procs with my Veramos, I could easily one-shot with my Ashir. And now we're just going to clean up with Chloe. So this is my anti-Theomars teams currently. If you guys have different variations of your own Theomars teams, I would like to know. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. See ya!